Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of UHS Presents. I'm your host, Sarah, and normally Lori is with me, but today she is not feeling well, and I told her what's up. I forced her to stay in bed today, so she's not allowed to come on the stream tonight. So, real quick, Lori usually does the UHS news, but real quick, I am just going to give you guys an update on the Miss Medusa. We had such a crazy, amazing response to that. Over $16,000. That broke all of our records, and over 500, I think it was 527 backers. So y'all are amazing that you helped us get that so far past what we could have possibly imagined was going to happen. So thank you so much. I know I've said it a million times already, but thank you again. And yeah, that's going to be rolling soon. So keep your email updates on for Kickstarter so that you can keep updated on how that project's going. And we have another one coming up too. Power Broker is coming up at the end of this month. So stay tuned for that too. And we'll give you more details as we get them for you. So with that said, I have we're playing Would You Rather today with some indie streamers of we had all your favorites lined up here, so we've got a couple people coming today. I'll just go ahead and bring you guys on. So we've got Dana. Hi Dana from Moana. Yeah, so I am so glad that you could come and join us, and coming in at the last minute to make this a fun game is Mr. Fish. So,
hey, what's up?
So thank you guys for coming. And I know, I think Moana's going to pop in here. She had some other stuff she's got to finish up first, but I think she wants to come, and we'll see if anybody else shows up. It should be fun anyway, right?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I was hoping, whoa, you said a cat like drive by on me here. Like, what the hell was that? So yeah, I've got, gotta get my questions up here for you. This is just, I was just thinking that this would be a fun way to get our watchers, our viewers, and our comic book fans to get to know us all better. So that was my thought behind doing this. And hopefully some of the viewers, you can put some of your favorite Would You Rather questions in. Just, keep them semi-appropriate.
Yes.
Don't want them to be, invasive. That would be bad.
Yes.
So I had a couple here. Whoop. Stop it. I just had a weird thing happen on my weird email come in on my phone, and I don't know why I even noticed, because it's face down and it's on vibrate. So I'm not supposed to even notice. So let's see. I have easy ones, and then kind of going into more difficult ones here. So let's see. First question.
Number one.
Okay.
Would you rather have to write everything out that you say by hand, or would you rather only be able to speak in rhymes?
Write it out.
See, that's complicated because I do both at times, and there are times that I tend to rhyme everything because of my Tourette's. And like, I used to work at a cabinet shop with a deaf friend of mine, and we ended up writing everything down or pantomiming it. And I gotta say, the writing would be faster than trying to make sure I rhymed everything. So I would write it down.
Yeah, I think it would be weird for me because I talk a lot. But I think that just, for the sake of ease and speed, I think I would probably have to go with writing it down too.
And I write fast, so it's easy enough. I don't have to look at what I'm writing to write. So I can have my hand over here to the side writing and not be looking at it, and keep everything in nice straight rows. It was trait I decided to learn as a kid came in real handy when I spent like 10 years hardly able to see because of my Tourette's. Comes in real handy when I didn't expect it to.
Nice.
Yeah.
I wonder if you know, if like whatever power that be would be forcing that upon us would allow typing in, because then I would definitely pick the writing, because if writing
Oh,
typing, yes, I
so
definitely agree.
absolutely.
And then it gives you those few like internet seconds to think before, because otherwise like I'm terrible at just impromptu talking, as people notice from me doing this, because I don't necessarily make any damn sense when I talk out loud. But I mean, it makes sense up here, but y'all are out here, so for understanding. So let's go on to another one. Would you rather take care of Beast from Beauty and the Beast for the rest of your life, or would you rather have Gaston for the rest of your life?
Which version of Beast?
Yeah, because like the Beast in the beginning that's rampaging and pitching a fit all the time is far different than the one closer to the end.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to deal with his nonsense.
Yeah,
so.
I suppose if you did the thing, if you were making him change, making his character arc happen like Beauty, like Belle, then you could mold him into somebody that was pleasant to be around.
Yeah, maybe.
If you have the patience for a grown 2-year-old tantrum.
Oh yeah, like he's a lot to handle. I have lived around people like Gaston my whole life. So like I think I could be good enough at like just ignoring him and avoiding him.
Yeah.
But like the Beast just like flat out those tantrums all the time. I don't want that mess.
Yeah, and you can't forget that he was like a young guy, like teenager when he was transformed. And so he was a prince too. He's a prince.
All that emotional turmoil of that age and
completely useless. He has no valuable skills. Like Gaston knows how to hunt and fish, and like he knows how to do stuff. He could probably build you a cabin. I mean, I feel like
Gaston, I couldn't do Gaston. I'm sorry.
I think
like fish, you can handle it because it's like guy on guy, but Gaston, when he has that,
it's a whole different thing with you. Oh yeah, absolutely.
I'll be like, I'm about to go.
If he was coming at me like he comes at Belle, no way. No.
He wouldn't do that to you because you're another guy. Like he would
just
do that.
Living with him, like I've got to live with rednecks I grew up with. I could absolutely deal with him all day long. No problem.
Nah, I'll be like, look, somebody go ahead and collect some bail because I'm about to go down.
When he would insult my intelligence or something, be like, no, you're right. Yes. I am an idiot. I am just a stupid woman. Now why don't you just go to sleep for a while?
Exactly. Look, I made you some nice tea since you think a woman should just be in the kitchen. Go ahead and drink that. Yes, sleep.
Ignore the smell of rat poison.
Don't worry about that bitter taste. It's fine.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Tony Klapper's here. Hey, Tony.
What's up, Tony?
What's up, Tony?
Oh, let's see. Would you rather your only mode of transportation be a donkey or a giraffe?
At least I could get on a donkey. I mean, a donkey might not be cooperative, but I am not climbing my fat self up on a giraffe. I don't care how tall I am. That's taller than I can reach. I'm not doing that.
I have no idea how one trains a giraffe. I know donkeys are extremely intelligent, and they usually are. They're like dogs. They like to please. So I don't know.
If you can befriend them, then they are really good. So I would absolutely take a donkey. He may hate me, but I'd rather take a donkey than a
But if you have a giraffe, you get to your destination so much faster.
Yeah, but you got to also not be afraid of heights either.
Yeah, but you also got to like avoid every bridge, every overpass, everything, because he's not going to be able to make it through. Like all the power lines alone trying to get through I couldn't get to McDonald's because of all the power lines. I could ride a donkey on the sidewalk, no problem. I'm taking a donkey.
Yeah. But at least the giraffe's like, if it's a whole like backup, everything's coming, he could just step over, you know.
I mean,
yeah,
like if we're living in like a fantasy realm and we're like defending the city walls, yeah, I'd ride on a giraffe. But like if we're talking where I live, I'm taking a donkey all day long.
Yes.
That reminds me of like Lori and I. This was years ago. We were joking about being in like a gym in the holograms like band where we were like rock stars during the day, and then at night we were like crime fighters, and we rode weird animals. And I think that I had an ostrich and she had a buffalo, and Zach drew her a picture of herself with this big foof hairdo and a guitar on a freaking buffalo. It was amazing.
Buffalo would be hard to ride. They're like all tapered. Like you'd constantly be sliding off.
Mm-hmm.
Have you okay, so have you ever watched Guy on a Buffalo on YouTube?
No.
Okay. I insist that you go watch that as soon as you get done here, because it is freaking hilarious. And it's actually clips from a real movie that actually happened. So like somebody actually made the movie. So it's amazing. It's amazing. I insist you watch it because it's hysterical.
Okay.
Okay. Would you rather be internet famous or like real life famous? Like PewDiePie famous, or like, well, no, PewDiePie's kind of real life famous now too. Like, but would you rather, or like be like Julia Roberts type famous, like in real life?
Both of them have their cons to it, because internet famous people, those keyboard warriors, are very brave and everything online. But if you see them in person, they don't act that way. But then when you're dealing with real life celebrities, they deal with the paparazzi and people, doing long range lenses and stalking them and stuff. So it's like, I don't know if I want either one. Now, I would prefer the money that some of those, like Julia Roberts and stuff.
Julia Roberts money would be nice. Absolutely. That would be nice. I would be happy to do. I would be like Denzel Washington, Will Smith, like staying out of the, just go to work. You don't see nothing about them. Go party with your famous friends on the weekend. Exactly. Yeah. But on the other hand, like if you're like internet famous, like PewDiePie or somebody like that, you could still like go to the grocery store, and that's something I like about that. If I could be famous enough to be able to make a living off of it, and not have to worry about my bills being paid, then I'd be okay. I could still go grocery shopping. I could still go to the hardware store. I could still live my life. I don't have to worry about there being a massive paparazzi, at the Piggly Wiggly because I went to go get butter. That I don't think I could deal with that, losing just all my regular.
All of a sudden it's sold out because Fish went and bought that particular type of butter.
Oh, my mercy, Land O'Lakes stock just shot through the roof because Fish bought it. No, I don't need that kind of hassle. And I don't need to be getting sued, by I can't believe it's not butter because I didn't pick them and their stock went down.
Yeah.
I don't need that kind of hassle.
And then
but I mean,
they take your picture, you're holding the butter like that look like an instant commercial.
That's why you gotta like always have something offensive happening, like get a t-shirt with like the like just you flipping off, like a hand flipping off everybody. Always just walk around like this.
Get a t-shirt with like all the kids' faces from my kids' school printed on it so that you can't show pictures of me without getting everybody's release signed.
I know. Or the best part is like what I saw someone said, it's like if someone ever gets video of you, make sure, or pictures of you, make sure it's Disney related stuff.
Like if you're gonna film a dirty movie, have their music playing in the background. That way nobody could ever play it if they get it. Yeah.
So they have to do a cease and desist because their music is being played in their.
Somebody's putting a lot more thought into that stuff than I am, but I'm glad to have the knowledge now, I suppose.
Exactly.
Yeah, it made me think like if our show were to ever get any like real traction to the point where I had to worry about something like that, I would have to start wearing like goth makeup or something, because that way I could just wipe it all off and I'd look like a completely different person, and then I could nobody would notice.
Absolutely. Have like a total persona that you put on and then take that off when you get done.
Like
Oh,
Avara,
absolutely.
like the woman who plays Avara. Most people did not know who she was outside of
No
the
idea
black
what she looks
wig
like.
and everything else. She walks around just perfectly fine, but as soon as she put that wig on and that outfit, boom, fans.
Mhm.
Whoosh.
Or even
Of
just
course,
like Adele.
in their defense, as soon as anybody puts that wig and that makeup on and that outfit, anybody's gonna get confused for her.
That's true. And like Adele, when she always has that real thick winged eyeliner, and when she wipes that off, she looks totally different. And like the girl Zooey Deschanel, is that how you say her name?
I had no idea she was an elf. I did not know that until like just recently. I thought that was some poor, wonderful blonde actress that never got another job because I did not realize that was the same person.
Yeah,
Like
blonde
without the
hair.
glasses and the dark hair, the Clark Kent thing works. I didn't think it would, but like
Right?
I truly believe that now. That
I saw a picture of her at an awards show, and she had her bangs back, and I was like, oh my god, she looks like a complete, like, she does unrecognizable, because you can't see her eyebrows and stuff when she's got the bangs down, and those are kind of her signature look, is those big floppy bangs.
absolutely, yeah.
So yeah, I was like, if you can pull something like that off, then you could probably be famous either way and never have to worry about it, because you just change the way you look enough that
If just the way you fixed your hair made that big of a difference, then absolutely, yeah, that'd be easy.
Exactly.
Yeah, that would be so nice.
Because I've gone through that, like, since cons are starting to come back, and a lot of times I'll throw, like, wigs on for cosplay, and I have just my mask on, and so they're just seeing this much of me. I'm like, I'm speaking, I'm like, hi, how you doing? People like, I'm like, hey, we know each other from this, that. They're still like, and then literally, like, we want to continue. I go like this with the mask. I fling it off and like, hi, and they're like, oh my gosh, dang it, I didn't know it was you. I'm like, same voice, everything else. I cosplay, so I don't know what
I've had the exact opposite problem since COVID. I recognize everybody. Turns out I don't know these people, but like you about the same height, you got about the same haircut, you got half your face covered. Like, oh hey Tina, I was like, I don't know you. My name's not Tina. Like, oh my bad. I'm sorry, but all I can see is this much. I thought I knew you.
Yeah, that's fair. That's when I'm on campus, and when we get out of the classroom, and I first thing I do when I step out of the building is rip off the mask, and then I'll be walking down the sidewalks, and I'll see a student, a classmate pass, and I'll be like, I know them, but I don't know why I know them. Can't quite figure it out because I'm so used to everybody wearing masks now. Good times.
Yes.
I forgot what it's like to not wear a mask anymore.
Oh yeah.
Hey, it's good to not have somebody say, "Oh, you should smile." It's like, I'm smiling with my eyes.
Just draw one on the outside of the mask. That's
exactly. Fine. A Joker smile.
Oh God, yes. Okay. Would you rather be reborn, reincarnated as a whale or a vulture? It's like swimming under the sea, or like up in the sky, but swimming in the sea and huge, or up in the sky and like vultures are kind of ugly.
Now, what type of whale? Because there is the bully whales of the sea, and then there's like the carrying whales.
Oh yeah, like you've got like killer whales, you've got blue whales, you've got all kinds of stuff.
Because if you're looking like orca whales or killer whales, they are like the meanest things to everybody else in the sea. But then you got like,
they ain't called killer whales for nothing. I mean, they are aggressive hunters.
You know it, but
then you got humpback and stuff.
Like apparently dolphins are like huge assholes. I didn't even
know
they
can be. And they're smart enough to be. Like they're smart enough to just pick on people just to pick on them.
Exactly.
And which is crazy.
How dare you be that cute, and like otters too? Like how dare you be that cute and be such little monsters?
Exactly. And then you see
they're vicious,
just flipping them and doing all kind of stuff to the otters and stuff. But then you get like the humpback whales that are like, oh, this little turtle's by itself. I shall protect you. I'm bigger than everybody else. They're not going to come for me. Orca, try me.
Well, I guess that we'll just say it's it's your choice of whale, I guess.
I would
Yeah,
take
humpback.
I would take whale. Like humpback whale would be a pretty sweet life.
Yes.
You know, I'm already a pretty big fish. I could take that. The constantly face down in rotten flesh.
Yes.
I'm not. I would rather survive on krill for the rest of my life
Thank you.
than be face down in rotten rabbits and
right?
stuff.
I mean, vultures like that kind of shit. Actually, eagles.
Oh yeah, I mean, like they
disgusting.
like it. They think it's delicious, but
I don't want to come
if
back
I'm
to-
choosing which one I'm going into, I'm definitely picking the whale.
Mhm.
Like, chill out, come up for a breath and a photo op every once in a while, and
Exactly.
go back down.
I mean,
I'm good.
you have your own paparazzi. You come up and you got a whole boats of people. Ooh, click, 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 click. Oh, click, click, click. No one's doing that to no vultures. They're like, ew, ew, ew. Shoot it now.
But you can fly. If you're a vulture, you can fly. So, I mean,
Yeah,
Hey,
but you can
if they get
you
lucky
can
enough to
soar
fly
under
off.
the ocean. I mean, you can
that's
dive
what
into
you
the
can
depths.
swim.
The ocean is like a sky of its own, man. You can soar
Exactly.
up and down, and and if you fall asleep, like worst case scenario, you're going to float to the top. I fall asleep midair, I'm going to fall to my death. I pick a whale, hands down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the same time, even flying, it's like you put yourself. I'm going into my military background. You put yourself in the target. You know, you're up in the air, nothing's protecting you. Versus ocean, you got levels. Stuff can't get slowed down when you try to shoot or hit anything through the water because the water is protecting you some. So, but versus the air,
Yeah, you stick out in the air. You can see a
Exactly.
vulture from miles away.
exactly.
You know, and most of these whales and sharks and other things are camouflaged to the point you can't really see them looking down. You can't really see them looking up. And yeah, hands down.
Yeah, that's why they find those 1,000-year-old creatures just chilling on the bottom of the ocean that nobody typically sees.
Nobody
They
bugs
just,
them.
you don't even know it's there until they open their eyes, and you're like, oh snap.
That's true. I think that flying is like it's tempting, but I think that I'd probably stick with ocean too. I mean, plus you can be a sea unicorn. Narwhals are whales, and you can
Thank
be a
you.
sea unicorn.
Mm-hmm.
Like I would even take a killer whale. Like I mean,
You
like
do.
that's like being a wolf. Like I
Exactly.
could do that. I could be happy. I would not want to be a pug, but I'd be happy to be a wolf. I would take that easily. It's a harder life, but at least my eyes aren't bulging out, and you know.
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Paul Henson's here. He says hi.
Hello,
Howdy.
Paul.
The cats. He also said the cats say hi. So hi to Paul's cats. My cats are. I got one. He's down here. He's my sidekick. But
My
I don't want
cat's sleeping in a corner somewhere.
Send pictures of the cats watching the podcast.
Yeah, if they watch that would be we'll post that on social media.
Exactly.
Paul said flying is a sport, or orcas are a life dream.
There you go.
So okay, superhero themed one here. Would you rather have super strength or the power of flight? That was like a common one, but still, which one?
See, that's the thing. I don't think flight is a whole lot of good unless you're like invulnerable or super strong, because like if it's just my pitiful weak self flying around, I can't do very much. I'm not even strong enough to like carry my wife if we wanted to go on vacation.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if I don't have strength, I can't survive the friction, the temperatures, the air pressure. Like, you know, I wouldn't even be able to like, you know, fly up with the airplanes without getting dizzy and passing out. So I think I would take strength myself.
Yeah.
It seems like it would be I mean, if flight also comes with the ability to go really fast, that might change my mind. But like, yeah, but
my luck, I fly at like 5 miles an hour.
Yeah, if I can only fly,
You can fly as fast as you walk, and yeah, that's it.
It's not very useful.
It means I can't fly upstairs very well.
Yeah.
I'm just flying like 4 feet off the ground.
You got this hover thing going.
Yeah.
And if you only had that one power and nothing else, you couldn't fly very high either because you would suffocate.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because
Because
like
most
you have all
people,
the powers that come with making flight a useful ability. So you have
exactly.
all that other stuff. Whereas super
Yeah,
strength,
if you don't have that, like super strength alone, I could go work on a construction site and make a lot of
Yeah.
money. You know, I could work a sideshow and make a lot of money. Flight, you know, maybe I could get some work in the movies or something, you know, rigging lights or, you know, special effects. But it's not a lot of use to me otherwise. So, yeah, hands down.
Exactly.
And honestly, I wouldn't want either one of them. I'd rather be able to teleport or something, you know, that because
So she
Exactly. Because you
number
just
one,
get
no
there,
problem.
boom, in seconds.
I know I would like rip the steering wheel off my car with super strength, you know,
Yes.
or I would sneeze and put my arm through the wall. And
yeah, and nobody would insure you. You would be uninsurable by your health insurance, by your home insurance, by everything.
I mean, just trying to put your clothes on, you would put your foot through the bottom of the sock if you pulled too hard.
Yeah.
Like I would not want to have to worry about every time I touched my wife, I might break her ribs. No, thank you. No, absolutely not. But if I could just and be at the movie theater and go to the grocery store, I would be gone so fast.
Exactly.
I would wake up like 20 minutes before I had to be to work and just, just gotta throw some clothes on and there.
Exactly.
Even if I had to take a couple of jumps along the way, that's fine. I don't care. I'd love it.
Yeah. Yeah, and like every time because I have like no friends in the local area. All my friends are scattered to the winds. And so
man.
Every time I wanted to go hang out with a friend, or if they were having trouble and they needed help, I could just be like, hey, I'll be there in 10 minutes. I'll be there in 10
Oh man, every single time Tony Klapper posts a video of him working that grill. What's up, buddy? What you got? You got a pork chop on there, man? Man, you better believe it. I would be there in a heartbeat.
And I think that's always been I love the fact that we talk about this, because everybody's like, when they get that kind of question, they're just like, oh yes, I will like fly like Superman. No, you won't. Superman is alien. He has all these abilities that allow him to be able to fly like a speeding bullet. He's perfectly fine. His clothes are intact.
If you don't have impenetrable skin, just a bug in your eye is going to kill you at 60 miles an hour.
You're coming down like, I just moved. I just went 20 miles per hour. Because we already see how the bugs are with driving your own car on the highway and everything. It's like, let alone trying to fly with no shield at all. You literally have to get one of those like clear shields with a little mini wiper.
Oh man, anybody rides a motorcycle, they freeze just going like 55 miles an hour. Like, you know, you try flying 100 miles an hour, 200 miles an hour, forget about it. You'd be an icicle.
And then the rain, they wear those heavy leather things. It's like, you've got to be roasting in there. I bet everything. And how do you clean that stuff? How do you clean the leather? How do you clean your stank off the leather?
Little Febreze.
I used to ride horse when I was a kid. My family has horses. And I used to be good, right? I used to be able to do it. But I remember riding and like I was a skinny kid and we had no saddles and I could just hang on with my legs and shit. And just going full blown down the dirt path there and getting hit in the face by a bug by that. And that's just like a horse going like 25, 30 miles an hour, and it hurts. Red mark.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
So, Paul said that he would pick super strength. He said, I timed myself at 18 miles per hour was tops. So, did you time yourself recently? Because I'm curious about how fast you can go now. And said, I would enforce traffic laws in the eastern U.S. like with your super strength.
Smash! I told you to use a blinker.
Exactly.
That's like blood death in super. Like he has, if you like parallel park wrong, or like you double park somebody and like your car is toast, man. If he catches you, you don't have a car anymore, man. He doesn't have any gray area.
You didn't use the 3 shells? Bam!
I still don't know how to use the 3 shells.
I'm still honestly dying to know how you use the 3 shells. Like that has bugged me ever since that movie.
Rob Schneider knows how to use the 3 shells. Or wait, no, Benjamin Bratt, right? Benjamin Bratt.
Oh, Rob Schneider's in there.
Rob Schneider's in there.
Was Rob Schneider the one that laughed at him for not knowing how to use the
Yeah.
shells? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I was like, Rob Schneider can't be smarter than me, right?
No, I mean, I want to know what they do. Like, is it like a bidet and one's like hot water, cold water, and jets of air? Like, I just want to know. I'm
we
curious.
need to do a reunion of that whole cast. Have them on
Just to
channel
find
and
out.
that question. All right,
Somebody, whoever wrote that joke, thought it out.
Them for 2022, so we can ask this damn question.
Yes.
You could probably get Rob Schneider on here. I'll bet you he'd do the show.
Like, yeah, and also, what kind of a dick was Rob Schneider's character that he's laughing at a dude that's been in a block of ice for 50 years or 30 years or however long it was, and then be like, they totally changed the entire civilization in that time, and you're laughing at him for not knowing how to use seashells to wipe your butt?
And you're cussing, and then you're at, hey, he got toilet paper through cussing.
Yeah, that's true. That's fair.
I love that we all knew what movie we're talking about too. That's hilarious to me, because it's not like one of the big ones. It's not like Star Wars, and you said Padawan, and everyone's like, "Oh, I know what that means." Like that's a little bit more obscure.
It's that cult classic. It's like between that, Fifth Element, all those. We all know if you have someone like, Norman, my man, Norman, my man. We know where that came from.
Hey, my man. Yeah. Oh man.
I was at the post office. I had to show my ID at the post office, and I'm digging through my little handbag, and then I was like, "Oh, Lulu Dallas Multipass," and she's like, "What? Are you insane? Are you in drugs?" And I'm like, "Come on, how do you not know that?"
Oh, bless your heart.
You're clearly not somebody I'd want to hang out with at a party. People, I tell you. So, okay. New question. We spent a lot of time on that question. Would you rather have a hook for a hand or a peg for a leg?
Oh, man.
I would rather have a peg for a leg for a hook for a hand.
I'm killing somebody. Like, I am unintentionally killing people.
You end up hurting yourself. You're going to impale yourself trying to wipe your butt.
See, now I'm already
dominant hand.
I'm already walking around on a cane, so a peg leg wouldn't be the end of the world for me. When I was a kid, I cut my foot and I got a chunk of rusted metal up in my foot, and so every day, at some point in the day when my mom would clean this wound on my foot, she'd get this needle out. She started digging, trying to get all little pieces of rusty metal on my foot. And I'd be screaming and crying. And she's like, if we don't do this, your foot's going to get infected. They're going to have to cut it off, and you're going to have to get a peg leg. After that, I'd take off and run, and I would hide, and I'd climb to the top of the tree. No, I want a peg leg. I want a peg leg. Because I thought that'd be awesome, man. I had it planned out. I saw somebody in an old pirate movie, man, he had a skull on his knee and then a leg bone coming down for his peg leg, and that was awesome. I wanted that so bad. But yeah, if I lost my right hand, I'm screwed. My career's over.
Exactly.
I can't draw anymore. You can put a pin in it, but I'm not going to be nearly as articulate with my whole arm as I am with my fingers. So yeah, if it was my left hand and I could do different attachments and maybe, but peg leg, I'd take that. Easy.
Yeah. Because like you said, unless you see I forgot what movie it was that they just screwed it off and then they put on all the attachments that they can have for doing different things like to paint and all that.
There's multiple movies where they can change out their hands. I mean, Nebula from Guardians, she can change out her hands.
Or what was it, Enter the Dragon, where you had that claw hand and stuff? Yeah. I mean, it's tempting, but still, I could get around just as fast as I can get around now with a peg leg.
Exactly. Seeing the current technology on prosthetics, no.
Yeah, I was like, the way that I am now, I'm like, I can't imagine. I can't imagine being able to be functional without, especially like you said, if it was my dominant hand. But without a leg, I was like, I'm going to be exactly as clumsy and slow as I am now.
The funny thing is,
because I trip over my own toes a lot. I'll be walking and trip, and then my toes drag on the ground for some reason, and then I trip on my own body parts. So I was like, actually, it might make me less clumsy if I had a peg for a leg.
My ex's grandparents, he was missing an arm and she was missing a leg, and happened separately along the way after they got married.
Okay.
And they both ended up losing a limb, and he had a lot harder time with it because like he had to learn to write left-handed, he had to learn to wipe his butt left-handed, he had to learn to do everything one-handed and left-handed. I mean, he had hooks and stuff, but still, she just had to snap her leg on and take care of her stump and make sure it didn't get rashes and stuff. A lot easier for her than it was for him. We used to have extra legs and arms in my closet, like that we'd use for props for movies with the kids and stuff. Like it was a lot of fun. But anyway, so yeah, I've seen it up close. I'd take the leg any day.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think I would definitely like.
And nobody's paying me for my footprints. Don't pay me for my drawings.
If I had to choose hand or leg, but like if I could choose which leg, I even have that one down. Like take the left one. That's the one that always gives me trouble. That's the one with the shitty knee. And that's the one that I got the blood clot in, and like it got all swollen, and it never went back to like the same size as the other. So now I have like one leg is fatter than the other leg, and so just take that one. You can have it above the knee and everything. I don't even care. Except for
now,
the pain.
Fish, you're saying no one wants your footprint. You just have to go to the right corner of the internet.
Now, if I find it right, I could probably find a couple of people that would pay for my size 16 footprints.
Yeah.
But like not as many people. They might pay more money per piece. Exactly. But if I sold castings of my foot, I could probably make a pretty penny.
There you go.
Just find the right pervert. I'd have my own little Patreon going.
Exactly.
But I'm happier drawing grown men beating each other up in their underwear all day than trying to find people that want to buy pictures of my feet. So yeah, I'm sticking with what I'm doing.
That's like you'd have to learn a whole new industry.
Oh yeah, it's just a whole nother thing to learn, new Facebook groups to join, new podcasts to get on. I'm comfortable in the pond I'm swimming in right now.
I dated a guy who was into feet once. That was interesting.
I mean, I got nothing against feet, mind you.
Yeah.
Like, I thoroughly enjoy, like, giving my wife a foot massage or something. I have no problem. But I'm not like into feet. Like, it's a whole different thing. Like,
yeah. No, this guy was into feet. And it's funny because I'm the exact opposite. It was like if my boyfriend puts his feet within 3 feet of my face, I'm like, I will chop your leg off. I swear to God. Get it away from me. Like, I don't even like my own feet. Like, feet are gross. I hate feet. And like he was the exact opposite. Like he loved feet.
Like there don't seem to be a lot of people that are in the happy medium where I am.
Yeah.
Everybody seems to be way far on one side or the other of it. And
there's no in between on that
I don't get
subject.
It. Like to me, that's right up there with the people that are like intimately attracted to asphalt. Like that's a thing, and I don't get it. Like, just like, oh,
Ferris
baby,
wheels
you're
and
a
everything.
good-looking cul-de-sac. I don't get it, but to some people, that's a thing.
Yeah.
No knocks against you. I hope you enjoy yourself, but like, I don't get it.
They have that whole series that people, that woman married the Ferris wheel and all that kind of stuff. So yeah.
The guy that I dated that was into feet, like I didn't date him long enough to like really find out the depths of it. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of wish that I would have hung out for a little while longer and found out just exactly how into
just
feet
to know, if
like,
nothing else.
I was like, I mean, I'm sure if it reaches a point where like I have to draw a line, I can do that. But like, I'm also extremely curious, and now I feel like I missed out. Like he's not like the one that got away or anything. But I feel like I'm forever slightly incomplete because I don't know how into feet this guy was.
See, and that's the thing. Like that seems very tough for me because like everybody going on a date with, you don't get to see a whole lot of the foot. But if that's what you're really into, you're probably really specific on certain things. Like, oh, I really need that second toe to stick out further than the big toe. Or like whatever your thing is, like if you're really into, say, redheads, you've got very specific taste on, red
Yeah.
hair and like which better and freckles or no freckles or whatever. Like, I mean, you've got your very specific things.
Yeah, that person
So,
at the
like,
beach, like, I see Sarah over there. Let me go talk
Yeah.
to her. I see her
But then,
feet
like,
in them
if you're like,
sandals.
if you're like, hey, baby, you want to go out on a date, I happen to be in defeat. And she's like, oh, me too. And then she pulls them out and has all these snaggle toes sticking out everywhere. And I mean, like, she's going to let me, but I don't want to. Like, that's got to be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Paul said he would have a peg leg. So
Okay.
yeah, I was like,
I'm there with you, Paul.
that seems like
Yeah,
the general
same here.
consensus. Yep. And Alden's here. Hi, Alden.
Hi,
Howdy,
Alden.
Yeah, if you guys have any good would you rather questions, go ahead and pop them in the chat and I'll ask them.
I have one that I have been talking about with my kids for a while, and I
Okay.
keep
Hit
going
us.
back and forth on this. But I've seen it online several times. You probably have too. Like, would you rather have to kill a chicken every time you get in your car to go anywhere, like fight a chicken to the death, or fight an orangutan to the death once a year, but you get a sword?
Okay, so you have to fight a chicken.
Anytime you want to go
anytime
anywhere,
you want to get in a car.
you have to fight a chicken to the death, which ain't that hard. I mean, like, literally, I could stomp a chicken. The biggest concern is, am I going to slip and twist my ankle in the process? Like, I got giant feet.
Like,
If
is
I
But-
go
that
according
in
to
your
how
car
much
and you have to
I've
kill the
gotten in my
chicken?
No,
car
like,
since the
I'm
pandemic.
imagining, like, he's circling my car waiting for me like a bully after school. And,
It'd be like that chicken from Family Guy.
not a
Fish,
man-sized
come on,
chicken,
fish,
mind
come
you,
on,
like a
fish.
chicken-sized chicken.
regular
But-
chicken?
Like,
Ooh,
and I've been attacked by roosters before as a youngster. Like, they can be mean, but like, I'm 6.5 feet tall now. I'm not that afraid of chickens. Like, I mean, it might, I mean, I'm not saying I might not get hurt, but
And if
I'm
you
more
had to do
concerned
it
about
every
like
day-
twisting my ankle or something.
If you had to do it every day, you would get real good at just grabbing
Every
it
day.
real quick, and then
Yeah.
and then you'd
Well,
have
like, think about you forgot the butter at Walmart, and now it's, I gotta go kill another chicken to get in the freaking car. Like, I mean, every
like, you had to
time,
make multiple car trips every single time.
every single time you get in the car, you
Well, at
gotta
least with the
kill a
orangutan,
chicken.
you only have to do it once a year, and you're given a sword.
Yeah, but
But if you get an orangutan gets you, like, they can rip your arm off.
Yeah,
they
that
can
is
rip
true.
your arm off and beat you with it.
Dude,
So
yeah.
I mean, like, and my kids are all like, "Oh, if I get a sword, I'm killing that orangutan."
Nah,
like,
that orangutan can get
yeah,
that sword and
that's-
get you too.
That's a lot of fast, mean muscle coming your way
Yeah.
quickly.
Would I be able to? Would like if I chose orangutan, would I like have to go fight the orangutan tomorrow, or would I get the whole year to like?
It's
practice
just like once a
That'll be
year
my swords.
you confront this orangutan, whether it's March 2nd every year or whatever. Like, you fight this orangutan to the
I
death.
got a couple of months to practice with swords because I don't know how to use a sword.
I would get really sick and tired of killing chickens, but I think I would take the chickens hands down. I mean, because nothing else. Like, I got a cane, I just back, and
Yeah. And
then
yeah,
at least you got
chicken.
chicken for food.
Yeah,
You got
chicken.
instant
I don't think
fresh
once I get
chicken.
done stomping it, you're gonna want to eat that chicken. And I'm sorry to
Right.
Peter, this is all imaginary. I don't actually want to go out and kill any chickens, nor do I
Sarah
want to
gonna
kill
get
any
a PETA
orangutan.
notice
But
after this
like,
one.
I'm just saying, if I had to make the choice, I think I would take the chickens.
That is
You
a
know.
very weird question to be floating around the internet too. That's
Yeah.
a
Yeah,
weird-
exactly. Interesting.
I got a booger in my eye. Hang on.
Well, it's right up there with the, like, would you rather fight a horse-sized duck or 100 duck-sized horses? And I gotta say, I would take the horses.
Why do I have to fight them? Because they're cute. They'd be cute.
They would be cute. It'd be living My Little Ponies. Well, I mean, a little bit out of scale, but still.
Can I just like adopt them all instead? Do I have to fight them?
Apparently, every animal is out to kill us in this,
That's just so untrue. That is,
hypothetical world.
I mean, I do not like chickens. I grew up on a farm. Like, that's my mom and dad's still farm to this day. Like, that's how they make their money. And they make a pretty good living off of it. I had all the animals around me as a kid, and like the one that I never wanted to be around was the chickens. They're not exactly mean for the most part. The hens are anyway. The roosters are fucking assholes, but hens they're just like to follow you around and check you out. And it's like if you are unsettled by the tiny dinosaurs following you, then you might have a problem. But yeah, if you can just get over that, then it's not that big of a deal. And they stink too. They do stink.
Mm-hmm.
Very stinky.
See, I still think I would rather take the little horses over the giant duck, because the giant duck has a big, weak neck, but that neck is going to be like that big around. Mm-hmm. I don't think I can hurt him as easily as I could just swing my leg and take out like 10 little horses.
Yeah, standard size riding horse is going to be like a half a ton. I don't know how I would kill a horse-sized duck. I don't know how I would.
Even without teeth, that beak's gonna hurt when he bites.
Yes.
Like I don't want to fight with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, that one. Yeah, I think I'd have to go. Yeah, with the. I'd
My
have to
questions are so violent.
The chickens and the ducks.
So I'm looking online for some questions, Apostle, but some of these are like way out there. I'm like
weird way out there.
Yes.
Like I have a fun one here. Would you rather have a really dry mouth for the rest of your life, or would you rather just be full of farts all the time, like gas all the time, or like a dry mouth?
Would I rather live my life or have a dry mouth?
How about so no matter how much you drink, you're always have that dry mouth.
Dry mouth, yeah.
Yeah, everybody about to get crop dusted.
Well, I was just thinking, like, because like with the IBS and everything, I was thinking, like, sometimes it's very painful. Then, like, you get like the ouch, like somebody stabbing you in the guts, and then you fart, and then it's fine.
Yeah.
So, like, if I can forego the pain before the farting, I would definitely choose farts. Yeah.
Exactly. I
would rather be full of farts than have a dry mouth. But if it's that painful stuff, then maybe I'd rather have the dry mouth. I don't know.
See, exactly. I have to think like. The dry mouth, and I could be wrong on this, but dry mouth is like a mild discomfort, like a mild irritation all the time, which can build up and be very frustrating. And maybe my breath would stink a little bit more. And you're more likely to.
You get very
if
bad
we're talking
breath.
about like straight up going to lose our teeth, that's one thing. Bad breath is something to consider, but bad breath has a shorter range sometimes than farts necessarily. And so I'm thinking, like, how offensive am I to other people? Like, which is going to affect me at a con more?
A charcoal underwear now that you can wear the charcoal across your butt.
Like, if I could aim my conversation this way and still pitch you a comic at a con, that's one thing. But if my whole booth smells of farts and nobody wants to get close,
you just need those charcoal underwear.
So the fan blows the farts away from the front of the table, but then you're farting all over your table mates.
You're just like, hey, look, I'm sorry. It was a choice. I took the farts. Just buy my book. I wrote about it in the book.
What, you said you're hot? Let me get you. Since when?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, if I can wear the charcoal underwear with that de-stinks the farts, then.
But
then you're still gonna have that.
You could just have one of those.
But you're underestimating the size of my ass. It's so big that it muffles the fart. So.
And at the same time, we're putting it that the farts will stink. Not all the time. It just depends on what's going on with your body. Versus like dry mouth, of course.
I mean, I guess if you know it's always going to be a problem.
Really stank breath.
You could pack your cheeks with filters and whatnot, and if it's going through filters and you don't get that clapping as it comes out, it's going to cut them up. Maybe you could. Maybe you could work your way into this.
The butt clap.
Into making it not so bad. I mean, you're walking around with a giant diaper on all the time to try and filter out the funk, but
hey, some people need that.
I gotta think dry mouth ain't that bad. Compared to
I gotta assume that you wouldn't really I could just wear skirts all the time and then you wouldn't see the charcoal diaper.
Yeah, and fine. It's not like it's gonna be a bulky diaper. It could be
you just see the skirt going up in the back all the time. Just as it ruffles in the wind.
But it could be like those Depends that, you know, they did the commercials like, look at it. It's so smooth against your skin and everything.
Oh my goodness. That commercial with that woman with her hair all a mess, and she's like, you know why I look so good? I take care of my skin. Oh no, the skin down there. Because I pee on myself every day. But I wear these special pads, so it keeps me soft and silky. I'm like, you go, babe. You go. If that makes you feel sexy, you go. Not quite how I would start that pitch, but more power to you.
Oh,
I'm
man.
sorry, we were on subject, and that just bugs me. But I never get to answer these questions with Tony. I don't know why.
Well, Alden said that his brother ran over a chicken once. I think that must have been from the last question. I didn't see it there until just now. Where were you that you would run into a chicken? Huh.
Country road.
Yeah.
So, okay. Would you rather be able to tell when everybody was going to die, or would you rather be able to read their minds? Like,
oh,
you can't not read their minds.
Yeah, I don't really want either one of those.
Because then I may not like a lot of folks after a while.
Oh, man. And, like, do you have control over it? Like, can I shut off or quit listening to your mind, or is it just like everybody in the room is yelling all the time?
Exactly.
You know, every time a thought goes through their head.
In the superhero movies.
And they're like, oh, did she just fart? Is that charcoal underwear? Like, I don't want to know, I don't want to hear everything coming out. If I could hone that in and get control over it, like, say, Professor Xavier or something, then I would take that.
If it's just by, I'm letting it loose.
If it's just everybody's yelling all the time, their worst thoughts, then I don't want to know when everybody's going to die either, though.
Yeah,
because then, like, everybody you would like, you're going to know, like, oh yeah, she got an aneurysm, going to bust any minute now, and
yeah, that's a good tough one, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. It's like you got to pick the lesser of two evils. Would you rather, deal with hearing everybody's thoughts all the time? It's like from creepy to just loud and obnoxious, and you may end up being a whole hermit after a while.
And the thing is, like, how many things run through our head so quickly that aren't really important and aren't indicative of who we are, how we feel about things, but, like, run through our head. If you hear all of that nonsense, you would just think everybody's a monster,
Mm-hmm.
Like, like the lady that does the midday news.
Search history.
Sometimes she comes on, I'm like, oh, bless her heart, she shouldn't have worn that outfit. Like, but if you're hearing this stuff all day long, like, you would think everybody's just a monster. And, like, I don't mean anything ill against her. I think she's a lovely lady. I love watching her on the news. But, she needs to learn how to do her eye makeup better is all. And pick better clothes sometimes. But
yeah, that's true. And and you don't have control over your thoughts. Like, that shit just pops into your head. You have control over what you say out loud, but sometimes it pops into your head and you don't have any control over it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I really wouldn't want either of those things.
No. Like the whole do you want to know how you're gonna die or like when you're gonna die? I don't want to know either one. I would rather, pretend I've got forever and work my butt off like I ain't guaranteed tomorrow and try and get as much done as I can in the time I got left and enjoy myself and not worry about knowing that 6 years, I don't want to know that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And would that include, would it include, do I know when I'm going to die too?
Exactly.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to know that either.
Like every time you lay down in bed with your husband, you're like, oh, he's going to die in 23 years with his second wife. And like, you don't want all that.
Oh, shit.
Okay, someone sent me three questions that we could possibly answer. They were like, they don't know if we have time for it. It's like, Would you rather lose your sight or your memories?
Oh man, I have done both. I would rather lose my sight, hands down.
Yeah, I'm thinking sight.
With my Tourette's,
what is my sight without memories?
there's a lot of times that my eyes will just clamp shut and I can't see. I spent the vast majority of 15 years, most of the time unable to walk, talk, see, feed myself. Spent most of my time in a wheelchair. It was miserable. But like I got real comfortable not being able to see and like got to where I could get around the house just fine. And you know, some things are tricky, like learning how to get toothpaste on a toothbrush was one of the harder things I had to figure out how to do. But I got used to it and it was fine. I have also had a heat stroke and had suffered some brain damage from it. And I lost like big chunks of my memory, and I will just lose conversations, days, weeks, sometimes it just don't stick. And then people come back and they're like, you know, well, hey, what about that project we talked about? And I'm like, project that we talked about? You know, that's why I do most of my stuff over Messenger, because if you ask me about something and I don't remember it, I can go back up and look and like, oh, yeah, I did promise to do that. Okay, look, I'm sorry, I forgot. I'm going to get right on that. And so, yeah, I would absolutely rather lose my sight than my memory.
And then let's see.
It would make it tough. It would make it tough to like do the job I do. That's a problem. Being in a visual medium, but I could probably figure out something else to do that would be good.
I could still tell stories. I just couldn't illustrate them. I could work on sculpture. I could do a number of things. It would suck, but I would rather.
I'm already getting my hand chopped off anyway. I might as well just use my sight because I can't draw anymore anyway.
Let's see. This other one they sent us is like, would you rather have everyone you know be able to read your thoughts, or everyone you know to have access to your internet history?
Internet history. I mean, you're gonna think that I'm a psychopath if you look at my internet history, but at least you would only be able to infer so much from that. I mean, my thoughts.
See, that's the thing.
Up sometimes, so
like my thoughts can be messed up, but I would be more concerned about what people would think if they looked at my internet history, because I look up crazy stuff for references. Like, I mean, I look up wildly, like, you know, boils and old black man crying and middle school girl back to school fashion and M16s and
standing in the field, and I was like, why did you?
And I'm like, I would be more concerned with what they thought looking at that than just the occasional, you know, thinking the news lady should have wore a better outfit, or you know.
Yeah. And do I get to explain why I looked up the shit that I looked up? Because if I get to explain it, then I definitely pick internet history, but because I can't explain some of my thoughts. Some of it, they just pop in. I was like, what the fuck was that?
I got Tourette's. A lot of people just hear the random crap that goes through my head anyway because I yell it out. So I'm not that worried about that, but I don't want to have to explain why I look up some of the things that I look up. Or like, I was working on one job. I had to look up freaking Nazi propaganda posters over and over and over again because my computer kept crashing, and so it kept going down. So I ended up searching for Nazi propaganda posters like 16 times. Like, that looks like that's a hobby at this point. Like, not that I was like looking it up for reference.
Targeted ads by that point, aren't you?
Yeah, that looks like this is something he's really into. And I don't necessarily want everybody to see all that stuff. I figure I've already got to be on some kind of list at this point.
Exactly.
I think that, yeah, like we're finally going to have a disagreement on one of these, because I think I would rather you see my internet history, because if I can explain why I looked that up and like show proof, like, you know, with the Nazi posters, like, see, I had to get this right, this picture here, I had to get it right. And so, and like just being able to say that you're an artist, that excuses a ton of weird random search history stuff. So
yeah, I was looking up naked grandmas because I'm an artist. Yeah, I was in a comic book. Yeah, that's it.
Oh no. Let's see. This other question they sent was, would you rather have universal respect or unlimited power?
How can you?
Oh, I
have
don't
power?
need unlimited power. I would mess that up. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I would have the best of intentions, but I would screw that up.
I wouldn't want to have power. I don't want to control people, and I don't want to be in charge of those kinds of tough decisions. But also,
Oh yeah, I don't want to be responsible for that.
Nope.
Yeah, how do you gain power without respect, though? Like, if nobody respects you, how can you become powerful?
Trump did it.
That's the problem. Some people out there do respect you.
I mean, they do it. I would rather be respected. I mean, and we're talking respected, not like feared. Like, you know, like
right, respected for being a good person.
Like a North Korean dictator, you know, is respected and feared. But like, if you're just respected, then I would much rather have that than unlimited power, because you know, like, I would mess that up. And like, if I was suddenly in charge of everything, all I want to do is make a living telling some cool stories. Like, I don't need to be in charge of everything. I don't need that responsibility. I don't want
Exactly.
You know, as like the president of the United States, you have to make some decisions that are absolutely 100% no win.
People are going to die. People are going to go hungry. Like,
no matter what you do, you're going to be the bad guy. You cannot fix it. So you can't change it. So like, I don't want to. I mean, I understand that those decisions have to be made, but I would never want to have to be the one to make them.
Exactly. You don't, not having that on my shoulders. Nope.
Right. Exactly. So yeah, we are at the hour mark, but you guys want to do like one more?
Sure, absolutely.
For funsies, we'll do a nice easy one here. Would you rather be born without knees or without elbows?
That would suck.
Because knees, you have a hard time.
I mean, like, how do I even feed myself without elbows?
Like,
you'd be like a Tyrannosaurus Rex, only it'd be it'd be worse because he can at least bend.
And it's not like even just when you think about it that I can't like feed myself or get food into my mouth. Like, all of a sudden, like wiping your butt and all kinds of things become. No, I'd rather take the knees, I guess. I would rather
the knees. You can still
peg like myself around
and stuff. You
you could flop down.
Exactly.
And
you have to do the roll to get up. You got to do that tuck and roll to get up.
Instead of having like, would it be a situation instead of having like just one long bone, would you have like bone, and then like floppy jello in the middle there? Like,
that would suck. Oh, that would suck so much worse. Because then there's no getting up.
You just got this whole thing go like this.
Oh man. Of course, you know, now like if you can develop the muscle control that you could like make your arms go either direction, then that can make certain things easier. There's some places in the middle of my back I could scratch real easy if I could pop that elbow around the other way.
Just swing it down, damn it, swing it hard.
Exactly.
That wouldn't necessarily be so bad, but if it's just one long stick from my armpit to my wrist,
throw it up on
let me massage that part of my scalp. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think if it's stiff, I'd rather have it be my legs. If it's floppy, I don't know. I think I would take my arms, because at least then I could walk around and I could swing my arms around and get them to where I want them to go eventually.
Yeah, you could probably still function with floppy jello arms, but floppy jello legs, you'd be in a wheelchair.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, well, I suppose we're past an hour now, so we I guess we made the show, and it's too bad that we didn't get Tony and Morgan and them that had to cancel, but maybe we can try this again, because it's pretty fun, even just with 3 people.
Exactly.
Absolutely, it was fun.
Yeah, do that again. So I mean, I do have a date in December that I still haven't filled, so maybe we can try that.
I'm down.
We'll see. So yeah, next week we are doing the Miss Medusa voice acting challenge that we had over on TikTok with Cabo Foster. is we're having the winners on next week, so we're gonna talk about that with them and more Medusa stuff, I guess. So that'll be fun. I listened to the finalists yesterday, I think, and yeah, some of them are really good and really funny, and the people took it and made it their own. It was really funny. So yeah, I hope everybody who's watching can join us for that. And yeah, if you guys aren't busy, join us again. And we'll see y'all next week. And that's it. I think I've covered all the bases here. So we'll see y'all next week. Stay super.
See y'all later.
Bye everyone.